Today's episode is dedicated to the complex relationship between the new Queen Mary of Denmark and her mother-in-law Margrethe. Mary felt the weight of the Danish crown even before she married Frederick of Denmark. His mother-in-law, Queen Margaret, opposed their relationship, and the media put additional pressure that could have cost him the crown. The beginning of the Australian Mary Donaldson's relationship with Frederick of Denmark was far from peaceful, and much of the blame for the lack of harmony lay with her mother-in-law, Queen Margaret. The elderly lady who donated the royal crown caused a lot of trouble before she gave her final consent to the courtship and marriage of the heir to the throne. In the Danish monarch's defense, it should be said that Prince Frederik himself did not make life easy for his mother. From her teens to her 30s, she devoted herself to simultaneous relationships with models, nude posing, and various scandals. That's the scope of a Danish mother. Mary Donaldson might have seemed to the veteran queen just another whim of her wayward firstborn. At first, Mary began her relationship with the heir, completely unaware of his identity and hiding in the shadows. At that time, the prince had a pseudo-official girlfriend in Denmark who was a model, and Queen Margrethe did not like it. However, in November 2001, a journalist approached Mary Donaldson after work and told her, "I know you're the prince's girlfriend," said the Australian, whose life was ruined after the year-long love affair ended legally. On top of that, her mother-in-law arrived with her entire arsenal at the ready. Mary had to do everything she could to please her mother-in-law. By keeping their relationship a secret, Prince Frederik achieved two goals: to prevent the press from catching his beloved topless, as had happened before. In fact, the situation was so awkward that he kept photos from that time in which Mary Donaldson was fully clothed while swimming. And to ensure that his mother knew about his new girlfriend, they began keeping their relationship secret in late 2001 and have been able to maintain their privacy ever since. Queen Margaret initiated an extensive investigation into Mary Donaldson's background, scrutinizing every aspect of her life, including her 15-year relationship with her boyfriend. However, the investigation did not yield any incriminating evidence, revealing only the story of a young lawyer who lost her mother. The scrutiny of Mary's life and work began even before she was officially introduced to her mother-in-law and sister-in-law. In 2002, during the traditional meeting of the royal family with the press at the French Château de Caylis in Cahors, all the questions revolved around Mary. The Queen tried to cut them off, saying that it was a private matter and that it was too early to talk about the wedding. In fact, she still did not know the prince's girlfriend. It should be clear that Maria was a friend and that the Queen did not know her. However, this was not accurate. Mary Donaldson was no longer considered a friend of the prince. At that point, she had moved to Copenhagen, drove a car provided by the same regular supplier to the royal household, lived very close to the palace, and studied Danish at the National Defense Academy. As with her relationship with Alexandra Manley, before becoming the wife of Prince Joachim of Denmark, Mary attended classes in Danish protocol and history and learned to ride in the palace stables. As Mary became more and more involved in Federico's circle of friends and passed the academic exams imposed by her mother-in-law, their bond became closer and closer. However, the Queen still did not fully understand. In 2003, the heir to the throne announced his engagement to an Australian woman. This was due to the fact that she was not considered part of the family. However, despite this, the monarch refused to invite Mary to the 2004 New Year's Eve celebration, a dinner attended by politicians and the entire Danish family. This is an example of the royal gaslighting that Mary Donaldson experienced. Margaret of Denmark did not consider Mary Donaldson to be an official person entitled to such a privilege, despite her status as the prince's fiancée. Mary spent Christmas alone in her apartment in the Danish capital. The payoff was the royal wedding that took place a few months later. If you enjoyed this episode, please share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching.